Bonjour à tous, welcome to French with Love DELF B1 Preparation Exam video. Today we will take the DELF B1 exam together. Indeed, I will take the exam with you and give you tips and advice on how to be successful and how to get the B1 diploma. You can get the exam copy by clicking to the description below. You will find all the materials you need to be prepared for the day. Well, if you think that this exam is too difficult for you, that the exam that we will do today together, well, you can watch or rewatch our HU, our DELF HU exams. You can click here to have access to it. And if you think that HU is too easy for you, but B1 is still hard to understand and hard to do, all you have to do is to come to our website and become one of our VIP members. You will have all the foundation to pass this DELF B1 exam easily, and as well I will be your personal coach since you will be a VIP member of our website. I will train you for this DELF B1 exam so it will become easier for you too. After this introduction, let's give a look to the paper that the examiner will give you on the D-Day. So, you will get this paper. It's the front page of the DELF B1 exam. Like in DELF HU, we will have to do 4 different parts that we can translate as listening, reading, writing, and speaking. All parts are out of 25 points, and you need to get 50 out of 100 to get the diploma. So, even if you miss half of this exam, you still have a chance to get the diploma. And of course, be careful to not have less than 5 points in each part. Seuil de réussite pour obtenir un diplôme, 50 sur 100. Note minimale requise par épreuve, 5 sur 25. Okay, so what does it mean actually, note minimale requise par épreuve? For instance, let's say that you get only 4 points in listening, then you are disqualified from DELF exam. From this exam actually, because you can retake it as many as you want. But since you are watching this video, our aim is to get 100 points. And to do that, we'll have 1 hour and 55 minutes. But the speaking exam is not inside. So 1 hour and 55 minutes is just for the third part. So it's just for compréhension de l'oral, compréhension des écrits et production écrite. Another important note is that you don't need to pass DELF A1 or DELF A2 exam to take DELF B1 exam. All DELF exams are independent, so you can take the one you want in the order you want. And well, yes, there is no prerequisite if it is easier to understand. So to take this DELF exam, you have to pay a certain amount of money. So it will be better for you to be successful at the very first time. And if you failed, you will have to pay again. So the best way to be sure to succeed in that exam is preparation. And I can prepare you. All details are on our website. Now, if you are ready, let's start with compréhension de l'oral. Okay, so as you can see, there are only 3 exercises in that part. And all questions have multiple choice for the answers. An important thing to remember is that on the exam day, only black or blue point pen will be allowed. So don't do the exam with a pencil or a fountain pen. Also, you can have a watch with you to be able to manage your time. As always, let's start with reading the instruction. So, ok, vous allez écouter plusieurs documents, il y a 2 écoutes. Ok, so we will listen the audio twice. Avant chaque écoute, vous entendrez le son suivant. Ok, it will give you a sound. Pour répondre aux questions, cochez la bonne réponse. Ok. Yes. Okay, it isn't written here, but actually between the 2 listening, you will only have 10 seconds actually, between the first and the second listening. So be ready for that. That means that even during the first listening, you have to be ready to answer the question. Okay, now let's read the questions quickly. And on the exam day, you will have 1 minute to read the questions before that the audio starts. So we have 1 minute to read all the questions. For now, okay, so vous écoutez une conversation. Conversation means conversation, you know, it's like in English. We have plenty of example actually where we share the same word as in English as in French. You can have a look on our books, on our video, etc. There is plenty of French words that are the same in English. So like conversation, conversation, you will have a conversation. So we'll note that we will listen a dialogue and there will be no surprise. There will be normally 2 people. Okay, so as we did for DELF A2 where we are reading the question, we have to find out all the keywords that will help us to understand the audio. So even before listening it, we will know what they are talking about. And since we are in a preparation video, I will not underline the keywords for the moment. I will read the question quickly and then we will start to listen the audio. After listening the audio twice, we will work on the answers together. So it will be like on the exam day. I really want you to think that you are on the exam day for this exercise at the moment. Okay, so I will read the questions and then I will start the audio. Qu'est-ce que Célia va fêter? Son diplôme, son mariage, son anniversaire. Il y aura seulement quelques amis à la fête parce que la maison est petite. Beaucoup ne sont pas disponibles. Célia veut avoir le temps de discuter avec chacun. Lilian va arriver un peu plus tard parce qu'il va manger chez ses parents, doit s'occuper de ses enfants, travaille une partie du week-end. Lilian accepte de venir à la fête parce qu'il adore la montagne, est très proche de Célia, souhaite découvrir la région. Le repas de la fête sera préparé par Célia, tout le monde, un restaurateur. Pour sa fête, Célia espère qu'il fera beau, qu'elle aura un beau cadeau, que tous ses amis viendront. Okay, so now let's start the audio. Get your pen ready and start to check the question that you hear the answer. And yes, important thing to know is that you will hear the question in order. What I mean is that the answer to the question 1 will come before the answer to the question 2, etc., 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 etc. So question 1 become first, after we have question 2, etc., etc., etc. So now let's listen to the audio. We will hear it once, then we will have a break of 10 seconds, and then you will hear it again, and it's all okay. So let's do it.
Salut Lilian.
Salut Célia, ça va?
Génial. Tu sais quoi? Pour mes 30 ans, je vais organiser un week-end à la montagne. Un week-end sans enfants.
C'est une super idée. Tu sais déjà où?
Mes parents ont une maison dans les Alpes. Ils nous la prêtent avec plaisir. Et moi, je leur offre le restaurant pour leur dire merci.
Génial. Et tu vas inviter beaucoup de monde?
Non, seulement mes meilleurs amis. On sera une dizaine. Je préfère quand il n'y a pas trop de gens pour pouvoir parler avec tout le monde. Tu vas venir?
J'aimerais bien. C'est quand?
Les 20 et 21 janvier.
Malheureusement, je travaille le samedi. Mais je peux prendre le train après et passer la moitié du week-end avec vous. Ça me ferait plaisir de partager ce moment avec toi. Depuis tout le temps qu'on se connaît.
Oui, c'est parfait. Tu arriveras juste à temps pour le grand repas d'anniversaire.
Ça ne va pas te faire trop de choses à préparer?
Non, je vais demander à chaque personne d'apporter quelque chose à manger et moi, je m'occupe des boissons.
C'est une bonne solution. Et le dimanche, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire?
J'espère qu'il va y avoir de la neige. Comme ça, on pourra faire du ski.
J'aime beaucoup ce programme. Et au fait, qu'est-ce que tu aimerais comme cadeau pour ton anniversaire?
J'ai réfléchi, mais je ne veux pas de cadeau. En fait, ce qui est le plus important pour moi, c'est que vous soyez tous présents ce week-end-là.
D'accord. Alors compte sur moi.
Salut Lilian.
Salut Célia, ça va?
Génial. Tu sais quoi? Pour mes 30 ans, je vais organiser un week-end à la montagne. Un week-end sans enfants.
C'est une super idée. Tu sais déjà où?
Mes parents ont une maison dans les Alpes. Ils nous la prêtent avec plaisir. Et moi, je leur offre le restaurant pour leur dire merci.
Génial. Et tu vas inviter beaucoup de monde?
Non, seulement mes meilleurs amis. On sera une dizaine. Je préfère quand il n'y a pas trop de gens pour pouvoir parler avec tout le monde. Tu vas venir?
J'aimerais bien. C'est quand?
Les 20 et 21 janvier.
Malheureusement, je travaille le samedi. Mais je peux prendre le train après et passer la moitié du week-end avec vous. Ça me ferait plaisir de partager ce moment avec toi. Depuis tout le temps qu'on se connaît.
Oui, c'est parfait. Tu arriveras juste à temps pour le grand repas d'anniversaire.
Ça ne va pas te faire trop de choses à préparer?
Non, je vais demander à chaque personne d'apporter quelque chose à manger et moi, je m'occupe des boissons.
C'est une bonne solution. Et le dimanche, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire?
J'espère qu'il va y avoir de la neige. Comme ça, on pourra faire du ski.
J'aime beaucoup ce programme. Et au fait, qu'est-ce que tu aimerais comme cadeau pour ton anniversaire?
J'ai réfléchi, mais je ne veux pas de cadeau. En fait, ce qui est le plus important pour moi, c'est que vous soyez tous présents ce week-end-là.
D'accord. Alors compte sur moi.
And we are back together. So, how was it for you? Do you think you will get the 7 points from this exercise? Now you will see the correct answer on the screen so you can calculate your score. Okay, now let's work on the questions together. The key word here is fêter. Qu'est-ce que Célia va fêter? Fêter means to celebrate actually. But what celebrate is celebrating? Let's listen the answer.
Génial! Tu sais quoi? Pour mes 30 ans, je vais organiser un week-end à la montagne.
So did you hear? She said, pour mes 30 ans. So for my 30s actually. So she will celebrate her birthday. The answer is C. By the way, if you think that I go too fast or if there is something that you don't understand, you can write your question in the comment section. Also, if you like the video so far, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have plenty of video to share. So, the second question. The keywords are seulement. Il y aura seulement quelques amis à la fête parce que. So, the keywords are seulement, it means only. Quelques amis, which means few friends. So, let's listen the answer.
Génial. Et tu vas inviter beaucoup de monde?
Non, seulement mes meilleurs amis. On sera une dizaine. Je préfère quand il n'y a pas trop de gens pour pouvoir parler avec tout le monde. Tu vas venir?
Yes, she said, je préfère quand il n'y a pas trop de monde pour parler avec tout le monde. Je préfère quand il n'y a pas trop de gens, pour parler avec tout le monde. So, pour parler avec tout le monde, you see, parler and discuter are synonyms. Since you want to reach the B1 level, not only you have to know the words and their meaning, but also their synonym. It will be easier for you. So from now on, whenever you learn a new word, write it down to your word book, like this one, beautiful word book, and try to guess its synonym as well. And actually, you can join us on Instagram and become a VIP member to get more examples and game where you will be able to learn new words. So, let's answer the question 3. Lilian va arriver un peu plus tard parce qu'il, so it's okay, so why he will come a little late. The keywords are arriver tard, un peu plus tard, so a little late, arriver tard, come late. And listen this part. It tells us that the answer is coming.
Tu vas venir?
You see, Celia asked the questions, so we will get the answer.
J'aimerais bien. C'est quand?
Les 20 et 21 janvier.
Malheureusement, je travaille le samedi. Mais je peux prendre le train après et passer la moitié du week-end avec vous?
Malheureusement, je travaille le samedi, he said. Malheureusement means unfortunately. And he tells us that he works on Saturday. So, une partie du week-end is the correct answer. Because he doesn't work all the weekends, just apart, just on Saturday. Okay, let's move to the fourth question. The keywords are Lilian accepte de venir à la fête parce qu'il. So the keywords are accepter and venir. So he accepts to come parce qu'il. So they give the question. They give the answer to the question why. Why he accepts to come.
Ça me ferait plaisir de partager ce moment avec toi. Depuis tout le temps qu'on se connaît,
Did you hear? He said depuis le temps qu'on se connaît. So it means that he's knowing Celia for a long time. By the way, the A and C choice are out of context. Indeed, they don't talk about the hill, la montagne, and he doesn't talk about to discover the region, etc. So we eliminate A and C, and we heard that he is a good friend of Celia. So est très proche de Celia is the correct answer. Okay, so it's already the fifth question. Le repas de la fête sera préparé par. So the keywords, le repas, the meal, préparer, to prepare, it's a very common word. Et sera is the future tense. So who is going to prepare the dinner is the question. Listen to the sentence. It announces that the answer is coming.
ça ne va pas te faire trop de choses à préparer?
Yeah, Lilian said, ça ne va pas te faire trop de choses à préparer. So, thanks to this sentence, I know that the answers to the fifth question will come. And listen to what Celia says.
Non, je vais demander à chaque personne d'apporter quelque chose à manger et moi, je m'occupe des boissons.
She said, je vais demander à chaque personne d'apporter quelque chose. Je vais demander, it's near future, aller plus infinitive. So we got the answer to our question. Everybody will bring something for the dinner. Apporter means to bring. It's a popular word that you can see a lot in our dialogues in season 1 actually. Apporter. Okay, that's it for fifth question. So sera préparé par tout le monde. Hein? It's the answers B. The sixth question. Pour sa fête, Celia espère pour sa fête. For her party, Celia espère. Espère means to hope. It's a key word that you can write down in your notebook. So, what she hopes actually? Qu'il fera beau, qu'elle aura un beau cadeau, que tous ses amis viendront. Well, actually, there is a pitfall here. Il y a un piège, comme on dit. Listen.
J'espère qu'il va y avoir de la neige. Comme ça, on pourra faire du ski.
Yeah, so we don't, she says, j'espère qu'il va y avoir de la neige. Neige means no, but we don't have snow among the answer. We have the opposite actually, so we eliminate the A choice. Because she doesn't hope that the weather will be good. She hopes that it will snow. So A could not be the correct answer. Let's continue to listen.
Et au fait, qu'est-ce que tu aimerais comme cadeau pour ton anniversaire?
J'ai réfléchi, mais je ne veux pas de cadeau.
Yes, you hear, she said, je ne veux pas de cadeau. So it's negative. She doesn't want any gift. And we don't need to continue actually to listen because we already eliminate the A choice and the B choice. And so the correct answer is C. But if you want the confirmation and to be sure that it's the correct answer, let's listen.
En fait, ce qui est le plus important pour moi, c'est que vous soyez tous présents ce week-end-là.
Yeah, she said that the most important thing for her is that everybody would be there for her birthday. So, que tous ses amis viendront. All her friends will come. So the correct answer is C. Whew. So you see, with a good strategy, with a good preparation, this listening exercise will be easy for you too. Even if they talk fast in the audio, thanks to the keywords that we noticed in questions in the first reading, we can understand that they are talking about, and so we can correctly answer all the questions. That's why it's really, really important to read the questions first. Okay, so exercice 1 is done, and normally we get the 7 points in our pockets. Let's start exercise 2. Okay, so for the second exercise, the technique is the same. First, we read the instruction, then we read the questions and the answers. And of course, we try to focus ourselves on the keywords. Since this video will help you to better understand the DELF B1 exam and help you to be successful in it, I will not only read the question, but also I will try to explain to you what goes on my mind when I read them. In that way, you will understand the importance of the first reading, and you will see that it will be a piece of cake to answer the questions while you're listening to the audio. So, I am aware that I will spoil this exercise, but if you need more preparation and more example, you can come to our website. So, now I will read all the questions out loud, and I will underline all the keywords that are important for me. Let's go. We already know that we will listen to a radio show. Et vous écoutez la radio. Ok, grâce à un regard pour toi, les personnes malvoyantes peuvent acheter leurs vêtements. Grâce à means thanks to. It's an important word, an important expression, sorry, and you can write down on your word book. Well, this is a Turkish one, but we have in English. You have the link in the description. Okay, so, look, un regard pour toi, un regard pour toi. We have a capital letter in un. So, it means that it's a name, actually. Grâce à un regard pour toi. Malvoyant means a blind person. Acheter, to buy, vêtements means clothes. You see, the important thing is to know words. And since you can't learn a dictionary, it's important to focus on words that have high frequency. This is what we did in our classes, actually. Well, let's read the answer as well. Accompagné par un bénévole. Accompagné means to escort, to be with. Bénévole, volunteer. And dans des magasins spécialisés sur le site internet de l'association. Look, that's interesting actually. The first answer is different comparing to the others. Indeed, the B and C answers tell us where they can get clothes. Also, look, we have just learned that Un regard pour toi is the name of an association. You see, even if we don't listen the audio yet, we already know that what it will be about. It will be about how blind people buy clothes and how this association help them. I go slowly in my reading, but on the exam day, you will only have 1 minute to read all the question and answers. So be ready for that. But for now, I will continue to explain to you how I understand the questions. The second question. Ayette trouve que les employés des magasins sont trop curieux, occupés, désagréables. Okay, look. Ayette is the subject. And thanks to the sentence, we understand that it's a name. And since it ends with E-T-T-E, I can guess that it's a woman name, actually. So be ready to hear that name. Ayette. Yes, pronunciation are important, and you can understand and get all the basics of French pronunciation in our book or in our video. But for now, let's continue this exercise. Ayette trouve, donc trouver means to find, but in this context we can also translate it as to think. Ayette trouve que, je trouve que, I think that, etc. Employés de magasin, shop employees. And look, all the answers are not nice adjectives actually. So Ayette will say something about the sellers when she goes shopping. So we will hear magasin, and when you hear it, be ready to answer that question number 2. Also be prepared to hear some synonyms actually. Since it's DELF B1, they like to surprise us with words that are not in the questions. A synonym of employé can be a vendeur, and a synonym of magasin can be a boutique. Une boutique, sorry. Okay. In the third question, the word grâce à comes back. Here we need to focus on the answer. So thanks to the association, what Ayette does. Does she have more friends? A de nouveaux amis, new friends. Careful with the verb avoir. S'habille de manière différente, does she dress differently? Dépense moins d'argent pour s'habiller. Or does she spend less money? Well, it could be a difficult question actually, but we have no time to think more at the moment, so let's continue. The fourth question is about Hayet's colleague. Les collègues d'Hayet. And again, the verbs are very important because, we have give advice, donner des conseils, être surpris, to be surprised, et vouloir savoir, want to know. So we need to focus on that. Does the colleague of Hayet give her some advice, are surprised of how she's dressing, or wants to know where she finds her clothes? When you think like that, whenever you will hear the word collègue, you'll be ready for the answer actually. Fifth question. Pour les malvoyants, les vêtements permettent de développer la confiance en soi, s'intégrer professionnellement, discuter de la mode avec leurs amis. Okay, so we have vêtements, which means clothing, clothes. You already know it. Permettre, so it comes from the verb permettre, which means to allow. So, what does the clothes allow to blind person? Développer la confiance en soi. Confiance en soi means confidence, so to feel good. S'intégrer means to integrate, to blend in actually professionally. Et discuter, to talk, to discuss, we already know it. So, the answer A and B actually are very close to each other. We need to know if Hayet will talk about her life in general or just about the workplace. We need to pay attention, but for now, let's move to question number 6. Quel appel lance Hayet? Elle a besoin de personnes pour l'aider, elle invite les malvoyants à la contacter, elle recherche un local pour l'association. Quel appel lance Hayet? Lancer un appel. Here's a group of words that you can learn actually. Lancer un appel means call out. It means that Hayet will like something. Hayet would like something. But what? Look the answer. And here are some important words. Besoin, to need. So, elle a besoin de personnes pour l'aider. She needs people to help her. Inviter means to invite. So, elle invite les malvoyants à la contacter. She invites other blind person to contact her. Rechercher means to look for. And she looks for a place for the association. Which one is correct? We need to hear one of these words or their synonym to know that to know the correct answer. And here is the last question. The key words are, so, quand ils entrent dans l'association, les bénévoles doivent assister à une présentation de la responsable, participer à une réunion avec d'autres membres, avoir un rendez-vous téléphonique avec un malvoyant. Okay, so, quand means when, entrer means to enter, assister means to assist, assister à une présentation de la responsable, so with a person in charge, une responsable. Participer means to participate à une réunion avec d'autres membres with other members. You know, it's again a word that looks like very much to the English one. Membre, member, réunion, meeting. Participer, participate. Avoir un rendez-vous to make an appointment, avoir un rendez-vous avec, with, un malvoyant, a blind person. Okay. So this question can be difficult too actually. We need to understand what the volunteers have to do when they enter first to the association. Okay, and we finished actually. I am aware that it was too long, but I really wanted to give you advice and tips on how to handle the listening part. Now you are ready to listen to the audio, and normally it should be easy to answer all the questions now. So, it will be 2 listening of the same audio, and let's see how many points you will get out of 9. If you are ready, I start the audio.
Aujourd'hui, je vous présente l'association Un regard pour toi qui propose à des personnes malvoyantes de faire leur shopping avec des bénévoles qui, eux, voient et les aident. Je suis avec Hayet Louaille, 29 ans, qui a créé l'association. Bonjour Hayet, est-ce que vous pouvez nous expliquer pourquoi vous avez lancé Un regard pour toi?
Bonjour. Moi, je suis malvoyante. Quand je vais dans les magasins pour acheter des vêtements, je ne sais jamais si je vais trouver un vendeur disponible. Et même si un vendeur est là, ce n'est pas toujours facile. Est-ce qu'il a bien compris ce que je cherche? Les vendeurs vont vite, ils n'ont pas le temps. Moi, j'ai besoin de prendre mon temps. Alors, j'ai pensé que des gens qui aiment faire du shopping pourraient m'aider en venant avec moi et en m'expliquant ce qu'ils voient.
Mhm. Qu'est-ce que ça a changé dans votre expérience du shopping?
J'adore quand un bénévole me suggère une façon différente de m'habiller. Il me décrit un vêtement et je pense « Oh là là, non, ce n'est pas du tout pour moi ». Mais j'essaie et parfois, c'est vraiment super. Grâce aux bénévoles, j'apprends à porter d'autres choses. Après, au travail, mes collègues me demandent où j'ai acheté mes vêtements.
En quoi les vêtements sont importants pour les malvoyants?
On vit dans une société de l'image. Les gens pensent « Bah oui, elle ne voit pas, mais waouh, elle est bien habillée ». Ça nous aide à nous sentir bien. On se sent mieux quand on marche dans la rue. C'est un moyen de trouver notre place dans la société. La société des gens qui voient.
Et si je veux aider l'association, comment est-ce que je fais?
Aujourd'hui, on a une 50aine de bénévoles. Mais on est toujours à la recherche de nouvelles personnes. Donc, vous êtes le bienvenu. D'abord, vous aurez une réunion d'information pour rencontrer les autres bénévoles et préparer votre premier rendez-vous. Puis, c'est vous qui décidez à quel rythme vous faites des sorties shopping et quand.
Aujourd'hui, je vous présente l'association Un regard pour toi qui propose à des personnes malvoyantes de faire leur shopping avec des bénévoles qui, eux, voient et les aident. Je suis avec Ayet Louaï, 29 ans, qui a créé l'association. Bonjour Ayet, est-ce que vous pouvez nous expliquer pourquoi vous avez lancé Un regard pour toi?
Bonjour, moi je suis malvoyante. Quand je vais dans les magasins pour acheter des vêtements, je ne sais jamais si je vais trouver un vendeur disponible. Et même si un vendeur est là, ce n'est pas toujours facile. Est-ce qu'il a bien compris ce que je cherche? Les vendeurs vont vite, ils n'ont pas le temps. Moi, j'ai besoin de prendre mon temps. Alors, j'ai pensé que des gens qui aiment faire du shopping pourraient m'aider en venant avec moi et en m'expliquant ce qu'ils voient.
Mhm. Qu'est-ce que ça a changé dans votre expérience du shopping?
J'adore quand un bénévole me suggère une façon différente de m'habiller. Il me décrit un vêtement et je pense « Oh là là, non, ce n'est pas du tout pour moi ». Mais j'essaie et parfois, c'est vraiment super. Grâce aux bénévoles, j'apprends à porter d'autres choses. Après, au travail, mes collègues me demandent où j'ai acheté mes vêtements.
En quoi les vêtements sont importants pour les malvoyants?
On vit dans une société de l'image. Les gens pensent « Bah oui, elle ne voit pas, mais waouh, elle est bien habillée ». Ça nous aide à nous sentir bien. On se sent mieux quand on marche dans la rue. C'est un moyen de trouver notre place dans la société. La société des gens qui voient.
Et si je veux aider l'association, comment est-ce que je fais?
Aujourd'hui, on a une 50aine de bénévoles. Mais on est toujours à la recherche de nouvelles personnes. Donc, vous êtes le bienvenu. D'abord, vous aurez une réunion d'information pour rencontrer les autres bénévoles et préparer votre premier rendez-vous. Puis, c'est vous qui décidez à quel rythme vous faites des sorties shopping et quand.
So, how was it? I hope that this little preparation, what we did before the listening, helped you very much. Now what we will do, I will put on screen the correct answers, so you will be able to calculate your score for this exercise. So now let's see all the questions one by one. The first question, again. Grâce à un regard pour toi, les personnes malvoyantes peuvent acheter leurs vêtements. Let's listen to the part where we hear the answer.
L'association Un regard pour toi qui propose à des personnes malvoyantes de faire leur shopping avec des bénévoles qui, eux, voient et les aident.
So avec means with, so it's a synonym of accompagner, so the correct answer is A. The second question. Ayette trouve que les employés des magasins sont trop. Let's listen the audio again.
Quand je vais dans les magasins pour acheter des vêtements, je ne sais jamais si je vais trouver un vendeur disponible. Et même si un vendeur est là, ce n'est pas toujours facile. Est-ce qu'il a bien compris ce que je cherche? Les vendeurs vont vite, ils n'ont pas le temps.
Trouver un vendeur disponible. Ils n'ont pas le temps. So they don't have time. They are occupied. They are not available. So it's the answer is B. Correct answer is B. Now let's move to the third question. Grâce à l'association Ayette, let's listen to the audio.
J'adore quand un bénévole me suggère une façon différente de m'habiller. Il me décrit un vêtement et je pense « Oh là là, non, ce n'est pas du tout pour moi. » Mais j'essaie et parfois, c'est vraiment super. Grâce au bénévole, j'apprends à porter d'autres choses.
Façon différente de m'habiller. So we understand that B is the correct answer. If you are still unsure, here's the confirmation. J'apprends à porter d'autres choses. Well, I go fast, but as always, you can write your question in the comment section, or you can send us an email via our website to ask the question that you have on your mind. But now it's time for the fourth question. So, les collègues d'Ayette, let's listen to the answer.
Après, au travail, mes collègues me demandent où j'ai acheté mes vêtements.
Did you hear? She said collègue and demande, and we heard the little word où, which means where. So they are asking question. Why? Because they want to know, vouloir, savoir. So the correct answer is si. Ils veulent savoir où elle trouve ses vêtements. Easy, right? Now, let's move to the question 5. Pour les malvoyants, les vêtements permettent de... Let's listen to the answer.
Les gens pensent « Bah oui, elle ne voit pas, mais waouh, elle est bien habillée ». Ça nous aide à nous sentir bien. On se sent mieux quand on marche dans la rue.
On se sent mieux. What does it mean? She means that she feels better. So, it develops her self-esteem, her self-confidence. The correct answer is A. She doesn't talk about integrate professionally, neither she's talking about discussion with about fashion with her friends. So the only correct answer is A. Sixth question. Quel appel lance Ayette? Let's listen the audio.
Aujourd'hui, on a une 50aine de bénévoles, mais on est toujours à la recherche de nouvelles personnes.
On est toujours à la recherche de nouvelles personnes. Être à la recherche de is the synonym of avoir besoin. Être à la recherche de, looking for. So if you look for, it means that maybe you need it, and it's the only correct answer. And we clearly hear personne. Elle a besoin de personne pour l'aider. So the correct answer is A. And actually be careful with the intonation, because when I say elle a besoin de personne pour l'aider, it can also mean that she needs nobody to help her. But actually, elle a besoin de personne pour l'aider means that she needs some people to help her. I know, French pronunciation could be hard and difficult to understand, but you can watch all our pronunciation video on our YouTube channel, or you can come and become one of our VIP members to get all the basic, all the fundamental of French, to understand the little nuance that we have in the French language. But for now, let's go to the last question. Quand ils entrent dans l'association, les bénévoles doivent... So, let's listen to the answer.
D'abord, vous aurez une réunion d'information pour rencontrer les autres bénévoles et préparer votre premier rendez-vous.
D'abord, vous aurez une réunion pour rencontrer... So, we heard réunion, and we heard rencontrer, which means to meet. Autre bénévole, and bénévole, it's a volunteer. And when you are bénévole, it means that you are a member of the association. So the correct answer is participer à une réunion avec d'autres membres. So it's the answer B. And we're done. You see, thanks to the first reading, we already have guessed plenty of questions. And when we listened to the audio, we did not have any surprise. So, If you know a lot of vocabulary, this kind of exercise will be actually very easy for you to do. In our classes and in our books and videos and ebooks, not only you will learn new words, but you will learn them in context, thanks to our dialogues. You can become our VIP members right now and get access to all the materials that you need to improve your French. And we will always be there to answer every of your questions, because it's our websites and it feels good. It feels good to be there actually. But for now, let's start exercise number 3. Okay, so as always, we will read the instruction and then we will read the questions. Since I already gave you some tips and advice, I will only read the questions. I won't make any comments for this exercise. After reading the questions, we will start the audio right away. So, c'est parti. I will read it for you so you will be acknowledged with the pronunciation. Vous écoutez la radio, lisez les questions, écoutez le document, puis répondez. La société Baluchon, apporte des repas dans les entreprises, propose des cours de cuisine aux salariés, livre des produits dans les restaurants, dans les restaurations collectives. Selon François Dechy, le temps que les gens prennent pour manger diminue, est stable, augmente. Selon François Dechy, well, actually you can say Dechy too, so I don't know what we will hear, but it's François. And let's say it's Dechy. Selon François Dechy, le moment du déjeuner est important pour mieux travailler, rester en bonne santé, rencontrer ses collègues. François Dechy veut proposer un service rapide, biologique, bon marché. François Dechy travaille avec de jeunes étudiants, des personnes en difficulté, des diplômés de la restauration. Baluchon est une entreprise qui propose aussi des formations professionnalisantes, des rencontres avec de grands cuisiniers, des cours de lecture et de mathématiques. Quel est l'avantage de la cuisine prêtée par la mairie? Elle est bien située, très grande, tout équipée. Okay, so now let's listen to the audio. We will hear it twice and we will only have 10 seconds between the first and the second listening. Let's go.
Aujourd'hui, je reçois François Dechy qui va nous parler de Baluchon. C'est une entreprise qu'il a créée à Romainville, en région parisienne.
Alors, Baluchon, c'est une petite entreprise qui existe depuis 2 ans. On prépare des repas qu'on livre dans les entreprises pour les salariés qui n'ont pas le temps de cuisiner eux-mêmes et qui en ont assez de manger des sandwichs en 5 minutes devant leur ordinateur. Je me suis rendu compte que les employés prenaient de moins en moins de temps pour déjeuner. Mais on sait que s'arrêter un bon moment et prendre un vrai repas permet d'être plus productif l'après-midi. Je voulais donc créer un projet qui redonnait de l'importance au moment du déjeuner. Je voulais aussi que cette entreprise mette en valeur des produits locaux, cultivés naturellement et sans produits chimiques. Et puis, ce qui m'intéresse surtout, c'est l'humain. J'avais envie d'aider des gens qui ont du mal à trouver du travail, des personnes qui sont au chômage depuis longtemps, ou des jeunes qui ont arrêté l'école. À Baluchon, ces personnes sont formées pendant 2 ans pour apprendre un métier dans la restauration. Pour accéder à nos cours, on leur demande seulement de savoir parler français, écrire et compter jusqu'à 100. Quand j'ai présenté le projet à ma ville, ils ont décidé de m'aider. Et le maire nous a prêté une cuisine qui n'était pas utilisée depuis plusieurs années. On prépare tous les repas là-bas. Et c'est vraiment pratique pour nous, parce que c'est très central. Tous les jours, on a 30 cuisiniers qui préparent entre 400 et 1000 repas. Par exemple, aujourd'hui, notre équipe prépare une crème de courgettes à la menthe. Vous pouvez regarder les menus sur notre site internet. Pour commander, téléphonez au moins 48 heures à l'avance, surtout pour un grand groupe.
Aujourd'hui, je reçois François Dechy qui va nous parler de Baluchon. C'est une entreprise qu'il a créée à Romainville, en région parisienne.
Alors, Baluchon, c'est une petite entreprise qui existe depuis 2 ans. On prépare des repas qu'on livre dans les entreprises pour les salariés qui n'ont pas le temps de cuisiner eux-mêmes et qui en ont assez de manger des sandwichs en 5 minutes devant leur ordinateur. Je me suis rendu compte que les employés prenaient de moins en moins de temps pour déjeuner. Mais on sait que s'arrêter un bon moment et prendre un vrai repas permet d'être plus productif l'après-midi. Je voulais donc créer un projet qui redonnait de l'importance au moment du déjeuner. Je voulais aussi que cette entreprise mette en valeur des produits locaux, cultivés naturellement et sans produits chimiques. Et puis, ce qui m'intéresse surtout, c'est l'humain. J'avais envie d'aider des gens qui ont du mal à trouver du travail, des personnes qui sont au chômage depuis longtemps, ou des jeunes qui ont arrêté l'école. À Baluchon, ces personnes sont formées pendant 2 ans pour apprendre un métier dans la restauration. Pour accéder à nos cours, on leur demande seulement de savoir parler français, écrire et compter jusqu'à 100. Quand j'ai présenté le projet à ma ville, ils ont décidé de m'aider. Et le maire nous a prêté une cuisine qui n'était pas utilisée depuis plusieurs années. On prépare tous les repas là-bas. Et c'est vraiment pratique pour nous. Parce que c'est très central. Tous les jours, on a 30 cuisiniers qui préparent entre 400 et 1000 repas. Par exemple, aujourd'hui, notre équipe prépare une crème de courgettes à la menthe. Vous pouvez regarder les menus sur notre site internet. Pour commander, téléphonez au moins 48 heures à l'avance, surtout pour un grand groupe.
And it's done. Normally, on the exam day after this last audio, the examiner will tell you that you can pass to, well, that you can take, the next part. You can begin the next part. But since this video is a preparation video, first we will do the correction of exercise 3 together. First of all, let's see all the correct answers on screen. So you can calculate your score, and it's on the screen. Okay, first question. La société Baluchon, let's listen the answer.
Alors, Baluchon, c'est une petite entreprise qui existe depuis 2 ans. On prépare des repas qu'on livre dans les entreprises.
On prépare des repas qu'on livre dans les entreprises. Livrer means deliver, which is a synonym of to bring, apporter. So the correct answer is A. Second question. Selon François Dechy, le temps que les gens prennent pour manger. Let's listen the answer.
Je me suis rendu compte que les employés prenaient de moins en moins de temps pour déjeuner.
So it says de moins en moins. What it means? Less and less. So it decreases. So it's diminu. It doesn't increase. It's not cease. It's not stable. It decreases. So the correct answer for the question number 2 is A. Third question. Okay, le moment du déjeuner est important. Let's listen to the answer.
Et prendre un vrai repas permet d'être plus productif l'après-midi.
Yes, prendre un vrai repas permet d'être plus productif. Productif means productive, efficient. So, when you are efficient, you work better. So, it's mieux travailler. And the correct answer is A. Quatrième question. François Dechy veut proposer un service. Let's listen.
Je voulais aussi que cette entreprise mette en valeur des produits locaux, cultivés naturellement et sans produits chimiques.
Yeah, so, je voulais aussi que cette entreprise, des produits locaux cultivés naturellement et sans produits chimiques. So, without chemical, which means that he wants a natural product, which is biologic product. So, the correct answer is B. Fifth question, let's listen the answer.
J'avais envie d'aider des gens qui ont du mal à trouver du travail, des personnes qui sont au chômage depuis longtemps, ou des jeunes qui ont arrêté l'école.
So, it can't be student here because we eliminate A because he's talking about people who dropped out. Avoir du mal is the same as avoir des difficultés. So the correct answer is B. Yes, avoir du mal means that it's hard for you to do something. Avoir du mal à comprendre. You have difficulties to understand. avoir du mal à parler, you have difficulties to talk, etc. So it's an expression that you can write down on your workbook. Sorry. So, sixth question. Baluchon est une entreprise qui propose aussi. Let's listen the answer.
À Baluchon, ces personnes sont formées pendant 2 ans pour apprendre un métier dans la restauration. Pour accéder à nos cours, on leur demande seulement de savoir parler français, écrire et compter jusqu'à 100.
So, ces personnes sont formées pour accéder à nos cours. This is all the key words. So the correct answer is A. We don't talk about meeting and we don't talk about some classes, about lecture, about reading and mathematics. Actually, you have to know how to count till 100 to be able to integrate, to be a part of this school that Baluchon want to create. Sorry. Yes, so the seventh question, the last question. Quel est l'avantage de la cuisine prêtée par les mairies? Let's listen the answer.
On prépare tous les repas là-bas. Et c'est vraiment pratique pour nous. Parce que c'est très central.
C'est vraiment pratique pour nous, c'est très central. Central is like in English, central. So he's talking about the location. Bien situé is the correct answer. So it's not too big, so well equipped. It's bien situé, the location is great. So the correct answer is A. Okay, and we finished the first part. Normally, we did everything right, and now we have 25 points for us. So, did you enjoy this exercise, or was it still very difficult for you? If you want more examples, you can visit our website. We have many exam papers that you can download for free and train yourself. Okay, so now since we finished the first part, let's begin the part named Compréhension des écrits. Et oui, la fin n'est qu'un début. À tout à l'heure. Bonjour à tous. Welcome to French with Love DELF B1 preparation video. Today we will do the second part together, the part called Compréhension des écrits. As always, I will pretend that I take the exam and I will explain to you how to get the maximum of points for each exercise. So, even if you think that this exam is difficult, please stay till the end because you will learn a lot of new words with us. And you will see that with the correct techniques, the reading exam will be easier to understand and you will be successful too. So, never give up, and for any questions, you can contact us on the comment section if you want below this video, or you can reach our website and send an email to us. But for now, prepare your notebook or your word book and take your favorite pen with you. And if you want to print the exam, like if you want to have this paper with you, you can just click the link that is in the description, or you can come to our website to download not only this paper, but to have all the materials that you need to be successful in DELF exam and more. I say more because you can become one of our VIP members. And not only you will be trained for this kind of DELF exam, but also you will be ready to understand and to speak like the French that we speak every day outside. Okay, so after these short introductions, let's start with exercice 1. Okay, so let's have a look to the exam first. As you can see, there are 3 exercises, and it looks like that it's pretty long actually. So you will get 45 minutes to do all the exercise, but actually since part 2 and part 3 are linked, you will get 1 hour and a half to do both exercises. By the way, don't forget to bring a watch for the exam. It's not mandatory, but it's just an advice. Also, if you will pass DELF B1 exam soon, it will be very helpful for everybody if you can share your experience with us. You can talk about the kind of exercises that you get and how you felt about the exam in general. since it's just an exam and not a competition, we really want to help everybody to succeed. So, there is 3 exercises, and of course you can start by the one that you want. You can start to do the second exercise if you think that it will be easier for you, or the third, etc. But since it's a preparation video, we will start with the first exercise. And as always, first we read the instruction, then the questions and the answers given. And whenever you see a keyword, we will underline it. So let's go. The first exercise is out of 8 points, and we get 0.5 points per every correct answers. Okay. Don't forget, you only need 50 points to get this exam, to get the DELF B1 diploma. So every point, every grade matters. Also, you don't get negative points, don't forget that. I mean, if your answer is wrong, then they don't withdraw a point from you, from your score. So give an answer to every question, even if you are not sure. Don't leave blank. So let's read the instruction. Alors, and we will of course see and check all the keywords that will help us to understand this exercise. Vous travaillez à Lyon, you're working in Lyon, okay, in Lyon. Vous devez organiser un repas d'affaires, so it's a business meal avec des clients étrangers, with foreign clients. Okay. Vous devez comes from devoir, which means we must, we have to. Okay, ok, so vous cherchez un restaurant qui correspond à vos critères, cuisine de la région de Lyon. Certains de vos clients ne mangent ni poisson ni viande, endroit calme, service de qualité. Vous comparez ces annonces. Pour chaque annonce, cochez oui si cela correspond aux critères ou non si cela ne correspond pas. Okay, so look, we already understood that it's a formal dinner, so it's not a dinner with friends. That's very important. And here the keywords are vous cherchez, so we are looking for. And we have some criteria that we must respect in order to choose the restaurant that we want to have dinner there with our clients. So, cuisine de la région de Lyon, what does it mean? It means that the food should be local, have to be actually, not should, must be local. Look, we have ni. Remember the first season, ni, conjonction de coordination. So we don't want fish and we don't want meat because some of our clients don't eat them. Okay? Endroit calme. Calme is like in English, it's a calm place, easy place, cozy place. Service de qualité means quality service and nice waiters. Okay, and that's it. You see, we just have to read every text and tell if they agree with our criteria or not. So, your chance to succeed in this exercise is 50% actually. And look, the criteria are already written next to each text. And they are the same for the 4 plays. I think that it's a good exercise to gain points quickly. So let's start with the first text and we keep our criteria in mind. Actually, they are written so it will be easy. And we will tick yes or no progressively. So, let's start. Depuis la salle panoramique de ce restaurant, la vue sur la ville de Lyon est magnifique. C'est le cadre idéal pour un dîner romantique, mais c'est aussi un endroit tranquille pour les repas d'affaires, you see? Repas d'affaires, business dinner, and endroit tranquille. The keyword here is tranquille, which is a synonym of calm. So, endroit calme, mieux calme, we check yes. Le calme. Mieux calme, c'est oui. We continue. La cuisine classique est à base de produits régionaux. And we stop here because produits régionaux est à base de, so it means it's local. The food is made with local product. So cuisine régionale, we check yes. Let's continue. Le menu tout légumes est très apprécié des personnes qui ne mangent ni viande ni poisson. So they directly give us the answer here. So the menu all vegetables est très apprécié, is very appreciated for people who doesn't eat meat nor fish. So, menu sans viande ni poisson, we check yes. And yeah, we continue. Le menu tradition permet de goûter d'excellents produits comme la truite saumonée, le gâteau de légumes ou les desserts au chocolat. Les serveurs sont mal organisés. Mal, you remember, we saw it in the previous part. Mal organisé, c'est dommage. What a pity. So, service de qualité, it's no. Okay, so let's move to the second text. Le bonheur dans l'assiette. Dans cet établissement bien connu du centre de Lyon, on nous propose une cuisine gourmande pour un excellent rapport qualité-prix. C'est une très bonne adresse pour les amateurs de viande et de charcuterie. Si vous ne mangez que des légumes, ce restaurant n'est pas pour vous. So we stop here because if you eat only vegetables, this restaurant is not for you. So they don't have a menu sans viande ni poisson. We check no. Le chef cuisine des spécialités de la région lyonnaise avec des produits de saison. So, spécialité de la région lyonnaise. So, cuisine régionale, we check yes. On passe un agréable moment dans ce restaurant, même si l'ambiance animée est un peu trop bruyante. Bruyante, it comes from bruit, which means noise. So, it's a noisy place. So, it's not a calm place, so lieu calme, we check non. Non. We can say both. Un lieu plutôt réservé aux repas en famille ou entre amis, les serveurs sont sympas et très intentionnés. Sympa means nice and attentionate means, you know, they care about customers, so service de qualité, we check yes. And now we are finished. We can go to the third one. I check my note as well in order to not forget anything. So we go fast, but if you don't understand a word, a sentence, and if you need more explanation about a topic, please feel free to contact us. So, le lion exotique. La cuisine proposée par Luis, un jeune cuisinier brésilien, est authentique et 100% faite maison. Deux types de plats sont proposés. Des plats typiques de Lyon. So, cuisine régionale, we check yes, because it's typique, which means typical. Et des plats de son pays d'origine. Au menu, saucisson lyonnais, mais aussi gratin de patates douces ou plat de légumes colorés. So, even if you don't know what a gratin is, you read plat de légumes, which means a plate of vegetables. So, there are no fish nor meat, so we can say menu sans viande ni poisson, we check yes. Okay, so let's go. En salle, les serveurs sont souriants mais peu efficaces. So we stop here because, okay, they smile, but they are not so much efficient. So we don't expect a quality service. So we check no. And let's continue. Si le soleil de Rio arrive jusqu'à Lyon, vous pourrez déguster votre repas en terrasse en écoutant de la samba. Un lieu un peu trop bruyant. So we stop here. Bruyant, again, noisy. Lieu calme, we check no. Surtout en fin de semaine. And it's done. Let's not lose time and start to read the other text. Le piano. Les deux jeunes cuisiniers du piano travaillent exclusivement avec des produits frais. Vous pourrez découvrir leur cuisine gourmande et naturelle à travers les meilleures recettes lyonnaises. Les meilleures recettes, recette means recipe, so it's the best food recipe from Lyon. So cuisine régionale, we check yes. Le menu est imaginé chaque jour en fonction de ce que les chefs trouvent au marché de Lyon. Ils vous feront goûter par exemple du boudin noir aux pommes ou la célèbre saucisse de Lyon. Il n'y a cependant pas de plat de légumes à la carte. So we stop here, and since there is no vegetable, they don't have a menu without meat or fish. So we check no. Okay, where were we? Le service est très professionnel, les serveurs savent conseiller les clients, which is a good point. So it's a service de qualité. We check oui. And let's continue. Le restaurant possède un petit salon calme pour les réunions et les dîners privés. So, un salon calme, we have those words. Et les dîners privés can be for business dinner as well. So, lieu calme, we check yes. And the first exercise is already finished actually. So, you saw how we did. We read the question and give answer whenever we notice the information that we need to know. Be careful to not answer the question by their order for that kind of exercise. What I mean is that don't try to find out if the specialties are local or not, then try to find if they have a menu sans viande ni poisson, etc. So keep reading the text, and whenever you see a criteria, just check the box. For more examples and more DELF exam, you can visit our website. And if you become our VIP members, not only you will have access to all the form materials, but also you will learn to speak French as we do in France. With us, not only you will learn the French language, but we will present you as well the French culture, history and literature. Many surprises will come, so stay tuned for every of our videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Because learning French with love is magnifique. Like the exercice 2. Okay, now let's start the exercise 2, and as you can see, it will be a little longer. We can earn 8 points from it, and there are only 7 questions, and it's all QCM, questions à choix multiples. You will see this word a lot actually, so you can take note of it. QCM. Okay, so now before reading that article, I would like to read the question in order to have an idea on what this article is about and what the jury is expecting from us. And also it will help us to better focus on the article. So you grab your pen, and anytime you think that the keyword will help you to answer it correctly, just underline the words. Selon Barbara Abdelia Bauer, so this is an important name, we will hear it. Vers 3 ans, les enfants bilingues ont tendance à mélanger les deux langues, apprennent plus rapidement des mots dans les deux langues, possèdent autant de vocabulaire que les enfants monolingues. En Irlande, le fils de Johanna a besoin de temps pour communiquer en anglais avec sa famille, vrai ou faux. Johanna parle plus naturellement l'anglais quand elle est en colère contre son fils, vrai ou faux. Les filles d'Ibsen, c'est un prénom danois, utilisent le danois quand elles discutent en famille, jouent avec leurs amis, chantent avec leur père. On va voir tout ça. 5. Au quotidien, il est facile et naturel pour Ibsen de parler danois à ses filles. Vrai ou faux? Certaines personnes pensent que les enfants bilingues apprennent moins vite, ont de moins bons résultats, communiquent moins facilement à l'école. Encore une fois, numéro 7, Barbara Abdelia Bauer regrette que l'enseignement des langues soit peu varié, la société donne trop d'importance à l'anglais, les enfants bilingues soient aussi peu accompagnés. Okay, now we are starting to understand what the article will be about. So let's read the text. Now you can grab your pen and underline every word or sentence that you think that will help us to answer this exam. After the first reading, it will help us to better locate the keywords and not lose time to find them again. So you will understand what I mean in a minute. Okay, so parler de langue est-il un atout ou un handicap pour les enfants? En France, un enfant sur 5 naît dans un foyer bilingue. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de différence dans le développement du langage entre un enfant bilingue et un enfant monolingue. À 24 mois, les enfants connaissent une 50aine de mots, souligne Barbara Abdelia Bauer, linguiste. Pour les enfants bilingues, ces mots sont partagés entre les deux langues. Cette situation pourrait laisser croire qu'il y a un retard dans l'apprentissage d'une des deux langues, mais quand on étudie le vocabulaire des enfants bilingues et monolingues à 3 ans, on trouve le même nombre de mots en moyenne. Chaque famille a sa propre expérience du bilinguisme. Ainsi, Johanna, qui est irlandaise et qui vit à Nantes, témoigne. En France, si je parle anglais à mon fils, Mathias, il me répond plutôt en français. Ce n'est qu'en Irlande, là où vit ma famille, et au bout de quelques semaines, qu'il fait des phrases en anglais. Lorsqu'il m'arrive de me fâcher contre mon fils, j'utilise spontanément ma langue maternelle. Je regrette tout de suite après car j'ai peur qu'il associe la langue anglaise à quelque chose de désagréable. Ibsen. Ibsen est danois. Pour lui, parler sa langue maternelle avec ses filles, c'est surtout transmettre quelque chose de la culture danoise. Je leur apprends des chansons en danois, et elles regardent aussi des bandes dessinées en danois. Mais dans leur vie quotidienne, comme à l'école ou avec leurs copains, c'est clair, c'est le français qui l'emporte. Ce n'est vraiment pas simple de transmettre sa langue lorsqu'on n'est pas dans son pays d'origine. Barbara Abdelela Bauer évoque un autre point. Encore aujourd'hui, certains pensent qu'un enfant élevé dans 2 langues différentes réussit moins bien à l'école. Ce qui est faux. De plus, les langues n'ont pas la même image dans la société. Malheureusement, on voit souvent la capacité à parler anglais comme une force, mais pas forcément d'autres langues. Regrette Barbara Abdelia Bauer. Je reçois par exemple des couples franco-espagnols qui n'ont qu'une envie, que leurs enfants apprennent l'anglais. Okay, so now you see easily the words that we underline pop up, right? What I mean is that it will be easier for us to come back to the text with the key words that are in the question. So our eyes will directly focus on them easily. Okay, so let's see the questionnaire again and let's start to answer them. Selon Barbara Abdelela Bauer, so yes, we underline her name. Vers 3 ans. 3 ans is something that we saw. Look, à 3 ans, it's here. À 3 ans. And there are synonyms actually in this context because they don't give any more details. So, à 3 ans, vers 3 ans, it's the same thing. And look this sentence. On trouve le même nombre de mots en moyenne. En moyenne means on average. So, the answer A and B are incorrect. Posséder means to possess. Autant de means as many as. And the synonym of as many as is le même nombre, the same number, the same amount of word actually. So, possède autant de vocabulaire que les enfants monolingues. C is the correct answer. En Irlande, le fils de Johanna a besoin de temps pour communiquer en anglais avec elle. We already underlined Johanna's name, so we found it easily. And look, it says au bout de quelques semaines. So it does not happen quickly. Au bout de, it means at the end of. So yes, they do need time actually. So it's vrai. Third question. Johanna parle plus naturellement l'anglais quand elle est en colère contre son fils. Colère is a negative word and the synonym of it is se fâcher, which means to get angry, to be upset. And we find it here. J'utilise spontanément ma langue maternelle. Langue maternelle means mother tongue, or the native language if you prefer. And since Johanna is Irish, her mother tongue is English. So, c'est vrai. 4e question. We are talking about Ibsen and his daughter. Utiliser means to use. So, what they use? When they use, so the question is when do they use the Danish? And Ibsen is here. And listen, je leur apprends des chansons en danois. So here he doesn't talk about family nor friends. And chanter means sings. And chanson means songs. So the correct answer is C. Here is the 5th question. The key word is quotidien. Au quotidien, il est facile et naturel pour Ibsen de parler danois à ses filles. Okay, and so we are still talking about Ibsen, and look, what is it written here? Ce n'est vraiment pas si simple. So it's really not easy. Il est facile means it's easy. Facile is a synonym of simple. So we check faux. C'est pas facile. Question numéro 6. The key word is certaines personnes. Certaines personnes pensent que les enfants bilingues, what do they think about them? The key word is certaines personnes, and we saw it. Here, certains pensent, and we have also école, and réussit moins bien. Okay, well, did you notice one good thing about this exercise is that the questions are in the correct order. It goes from the top to the bottom. So, and this is why we can find the keywords easily. So we have école here, réussit moins bien here. And apprenne moins vite is incorrect because, you know, there is no link with speed. Communique is communicate and or to talk. Moins facilement, they don't talk about it. They just talk about result actually because ils réussissent moins bien. So if they don't success too much, s'ils réussissent moins bien, bah, ça veut dire qu'ils ont des mauvais résultats. Donc ils ont de moins bons résultats à l'école. Donc la réponse est B. Et la dernière question, nous voici à la dernière question. Here is the last question. So, again, this woman, Barbara, regret. Regret is a key word. And it means to regret. It's an easy one. But here actually, yeah, we can translate it as like, if only, I regret that, if only that, etc. And look, we find regretter here. Regret Barbara Abdelia Bauer. So let's read this sentence. Malheureusement, on voit souvent la capacité à parler anglais comme une force. So speaking English is very important. So she's talking about l'anglais, and yeah, society gives too much importance to English. So the correct answer is B. And it's done. We get 8 points from this exercise. C'est super. Okay, so we are doing this exercise together, and I am aware that I spoiled them actually. But if you want to train alone and to have other example, we have plenty of exam samples on our website. And if you become one of our VIP members, we will help you to be prepared for this kind of exam actually. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. But for now, let's move to the third exercise. So here is exercise 3. It looks like the exercise 2 actually. But in this one, we can get 9 points if we do it correctly. So it's an article from a magazine. Vous lisez cet article dans un magazine. And we will have to answer 7 questions again. Okay, so let's dive in and let's start to read the question and answer. En Europe, les réservations dans les hôtels ont fortement augmenté, c'est vrai, c'est faux. À Barcelone, les habitants quittent le centre-ville car les logements sont trop chers, petits, bruyants. Yolande trouve que les locations saisonnières donnent une mauvaise image de la ville, ne lui rapportent pas suffisamment d'argent, provoquent trop de passages dans son immeuble. Pour quelle raison Yolande est-elle en colère? Parce que les touristes ne la saluent pas. Les dépenses de l'immeuble ont augmenté. La mairie autorise trop de locations saisonnières. D'après le site internet de location saisonnière, les difficultés à se loger en centre-ville ne sont pas nouvelles. Vrai, faux. Les habitants des centres-villes regrettent l'absence de solidarité des voisins, le manque d'éducation des touristes, la disparition des commerces de proximité. En séjournant dans les centres-villes, les touristes ont accès à une vie de quartier traditionnel. Est-ce que c'est vrai? Est-ce que c'est faux? Okay, so I think that we understood what the article will talk about. Now let's read the text, and of course we will underline all the keywords that we think that will help us to answer all questions. So let's start reading. I will read it out loud, so it will be an extra exercise for you too. You will listen my voice and you will read the article in the same time. Let's go. C'est un fait inquiétant qu'on constate dans toutes les capitales européennes. Les touristes séjournent de plus en plus dans des appartements loués sur des sites internet. Laurent Lopez, directeur d'hôtel, est directement concerné. Notre chiffre d'affaires baisse de 10% chaque année depuis 3 ans. En parallèle, ce nouveau mode d'hébergement a provoqué une augmentation du prix du mètre carré. Ainsi, à Barcelone, le quartier historique se vide peu à peu de ses habitants qui, pour des raisons économiques, préfèrent déménager en banlieue. Aujourd'hui, le quartier ne compte plus que 15 624 résidents à l'année, alors qu'ils étaient 27 470 en 2006. Par ailleurs, Yolande, qui habite à Paris, nous explique que son quotidien est devenu très difficile en raison des locations saisonnières. Les arrivées et départs à n'importe quelle heure de la journée, les fêtes toute la nuit, les groupes de touristes qui envahissent le hall de l'immeuble avec leurs valises, on ne se sent plus chez soi. Nous ne voulions pas d'ascenseur, mais un voisin qui loue son appartement en voulait absolument un pour attirer les touristes. Ça nous a donc coûté de l'argent, s'énerve-t-elle. J'ai été me plaindre à la mairie, mais ça n'a servi à rien. Le marché de la location saisonnière peut rapporter beaucoup d'argent, en moyenne 350 € supplémentaires par mois pour les propriétaires de logements loués sur les sites internet de location saisonnière à Amsterdam. Dans cette ville, tout comme à Paris et Londres, les autorités ont déjà décidé de mettre en place des règles pour limiter la durée de location. Les sites internet de location saisonnière protestent et affirment que les problèmes de logement existaient déjà avant leur arrivée. Okay, I remember this question. Pour les habitants des quartiers historiques, la vie n'est plus la même. Les rues pleines de touristes perdent peu à peu leurs magasins de quartier. Fini les boutiques d'autrefois. Adieu les voisins qu'on connaît bien. Maintenant, les rues se remplissent de restaurants chics, de boutiques de souvenirs et de valises à roulettes. Okay, so let's start to answer the question. Question 1. Honorables réservations dans les hôtels ont fortement augmenté. So, the keywords are fortement and augmenté. Fortement, strongly. Augmenté means increase. So, is it true? Is it false? We talk about hotel reservation, and I remember that they ask a question to an hotel director. Look, it's here. What we read, notre chiffre d'affaires a baissé de 10%. Le directeur d'hôtel, it's the director who said that. Notre chiffre d'affaires a baissé de 10%. What does chiffre d'affaires means? Chiffre d'affaires means sales revenues. Sales revenue. And baissé means decrease. So they are losing money because people don't make a reservation too much. So the answer is faux. Deuxième question. À Barcelone, yeah, we saw it too. Les habitants quittent le centre-ville car les logements sont trop. Les habitants means inhabitants and quitter means to leave. Centre-ville means the city center and logement means home, accommodation, etc. So, Barcelone, where is Barcelone? Barcelone is here. So, we'll have the answer. Le quartier historique se vide peu à peu de ses habitants qui, pour des raisons économiques. So, se vide peu à peu means to get empty. Peu à peu, little by little. Why? Pour des raisons économiques. So, it means that it's expensive actually, for economical reason. So, the correct answer is A. Here is the third question. Yolande trouve que les locations saisonnières. So we will talk about Yolande. And the keyword here is trouve que. So we're asking Yolande's opinion here. So Yolande is here. Yolande is here. Qui habite à Paris. Up. So, wait a minute. Okay, so she's talking about les groupes de touristes qui envahissent le hall de l'immeuble. So, les arrivées et départs à n'importe quelle heure de la journée, les fêtes toute la nuit, les groupes qui envahissent le hall de l'immeuble avec on ne se sent plus chez soi. So, it means that the hall where she lives is always crowded. And, if you are not sure, well, she doesn't talk about money. Rapporter de l'argent means to earn money. And she doesn't talk about the city as well. So the only correct answer is C. Yes, when you are not sure about one question, you can eliminate the two others. So, for accuracy actually. So, quatrième question. Pour quelle raison Yolande est-elle en colère? Colère is a negative word. Parce que les touristes ne la saluent pas, les dépenses de mairie. Okay, so what does she talk about here? S'énerve-t-elle? It's here. Look, it's a synonym of colère. S'énerver is to get upset. And why she is upset? because she said that ça nous a donc coûté de l'argent. It cost money. Because she's talking about the new elevator and it costs money. So, it's not les touristes, ne salut pas, les dépenses, la mairie autorise. Okay, so it's B. Les dépenses, the expense of where she lives have increased because there is not only one expense. Ok, so, cinquième question, fifth question. D'après les sites internet de l'occasion, les difficultés à se loger en centre-ville ne sont pas nouvelles. I told you that I remember this one and look, it's here. Existaient déjà avant leur arrivée. Les sites internet de location saisonnière protestent que le problème existait déjà avant leur arrivée. Exister means to exist. So, the correct answer is vrai. Because it's not a new news that accommodation problem. Yes, accommodation problem is not a new thing actually. Okay, so sixth question. Les habitants des centres-villes regrettent is a keyword. And we already know that word actually. And if you didn't, write it on your workbook. And okay, so I will give you some more words if you want to better understand this question. L'absence de solidarité des voisins. Absence means the lack of. Solidarité, solidarity. Voisin means neighbor. Le manque d'éducation des touristes. So le manque is the lack of to. Disparition, the disappearance, the loss, the vanishing. Des commerces de proximité. Okay, so here's what we read on the article. Les rues perdent peu à peu leurs magasins de quartier. Fini les boutiques d'autrefois. Adieu les voisins qu'on connaît bien. Okay, so we have fini, we have adieu. Adieu is actually stronger than au revoir. When you say adieu, you mean that you will never see that person again. And so here the correct answer is because we're talking about vanishing of a small shop. And let's do the last question. En séjournant dans les centres-villes, les touristes ont accès à une visite de quartier traditionnelle. Avoir accès, to get access. But in the article context, it means more like the experience, you know, the tourist like experience, the way of life of traditional city. Okay, but we already saw it on the sixth question. The street gets emptied from local traditional shops. And to be sure, look what they say. Les rues se remplissent de restaurants chic. You know, it's yeah. What can we say? Chic, restaurants chic, de boutiques de souvenirs, de valises à roulettes. So actually, it's a modern life actually with tourists, etc. So they don't have access to a traditional way of life. So here it's faux, and we are done. And the second part, la deuxième épreuve est terminée. Yes, it's that simple. Normally, you get the maximum points from this part from all the exercise. And as you noticed, it's all about words, expression, and their synonyms. So my advice is that you have to start to build your own dictionary. Write down all the new words that you learn and try to make sentences with them. Try to memorize them. And the best way to learn new words is to read. That's why we built our course and our books with words that are the most frequently used in the French language. Indeed, to build the story of Season 1 on this book, we use the most important words that we use in everyday language and also the words that are the most used in DELF exam. Actually, yes, we did a statistic job with words. In Season 1, we teach you all the fundamentals of the French language, and in Season 2, we will raise the level to the top. Keep following us. Many surprises will come very soon. And by the way, we still not finished DELF B1 exam. We still have the third part to do, la production écrite. And since it won't be any break during the exam, let's start up. Okay, so let's start the third part right now. Bonjour à tous, welcome to French with Love DELF B1 preparation video. Today we will do the third part of this exam. It's what we called la production écrite. It comes directly after la compréhension des écrits, and as you can see on the screen, they indicate that we have 45 minutes to do this exercise, and we can get 25 points out of it. So, as always, I will pretend that it's me who take that exam, and I will explain to you how I would do it. And as always, if you have any question, you can write them in the comment section, or you can send us an email. Every detail are on our website. So now let's see this writing production exam. It's gonna be only one exercise. So let's read the instruction first. And so we receive this email from Louisa. It's our French friend. Okay. So let's read the instruction first, and after we will try to answer this email. So we receive an email from Risa, and they want us to respond to her in 160 words minimum. Ok. So vous répondez à Louisa, vous lui donnez votre opinion en lui donnant des exemples d'expériences diverses. Okay, so we have to read the email now to try to understand what it's about. Salut, mon entreprise me propose de quitter Brest pour aller travailler à New York. C'est une bonne nouvelle, mais comment je vais faire dans une si grande ville alors que j'adore la nature? Il y a aussi les problèmes de la langue, du logement, des amis. Je me sens un peu perdu. Tu en penses quoi? À très vite, Louisa. So yes, it will be difficult. We need to use our imagination. Indeed, you don't have to visit New York to do that exercise. So, what's the deal? The company where Louisa works decided to send her in New York. She's from Brest, sorry, she's from Brest, which is a small city in France. So, she's a little scary, worried about moving to a big city. But she seems to be motivated, so she's a little lost and she needs our help. And as her friend, we will help her. So, we can start to write right now actually, but since it's a preparation video, I want to show you on what they will judge you. As we have seen in DELF A2 video, in B1 Exam 2, you will have what we call the grid, la grille d'évaluation. It's here, like this one, like you see on the screen. So let's read it. Respect de la consigne. Peut mettre en adéquation sa production avec le sujet proposé. Respecte la consigne de longueur minimale indiquée. So if you pay attention to the number of words, you already get 2 points. Capacité à présenter les faits. Peut décrire des faits, to describe des événements ou des expériences. So if you can talk about your experience of it, or if you can describe some facts, you will get 4 points. Capacité à exprimer sa pensée, peut présenter ses idées, ses sentiments ou ses réactions et donner son opinion. If you can express your opinion, give your idea, you get 4.2. Cohérence ou cohésion, peut relier une série d'éléments courts, simples, distincts en un discours qui s'enchaîne. So if you made a logical if you made cohesion on your text, if it is logical, then you get 3 points. If you make logical link between paragraphs. Compétence lexicale, orthographe lexicale, étendue du vocabulaire, possède un vocabulaire suffisant pour s'exprimer sur des sujets courants si nécessaire la 2 périphrases. Okay, so you can use your own vocabulary, you have a wide range of vocabulary, and if you use it well, you get 2 points. Montre une bonne maîtrise du vocabulaire élémentaire, mais des erreurs sérieuses se produisent encore quand il s'agit d'exprimer une pensée plus complexe. Okay, that's a good news actually, because you don't have to master the French yet to get the maximum point out of this exercise. You can still make some mistakes when you use some complex sentence. Ok, maîtrise de l'orthographe lexicale. L'orthographe lexicale, la ponctuation et la mise en page sont assez justes pour être suivies facilement le plus souvent. So if your sheet is clean, actually, if we see the paragraph and if it is visually correct and beautiful, you get 2 points. Compétences grammaticales, orthographe grammaticale, degré d'élaboration des phrases, maîtrise bien la structure de la phrase, simple et les phrases complexes les plus courantes. So you know how to make a sentence, a basic one and a more complex one. Choix des temps et de mots, fait preuve d'un bon contrôle malgré de nettes influences de la langue maternelle. So it's about tense. You have to be careful when you are using the tense and you have to be coherent. Cohérent. Morphosyntaxe, orthographe grammaticale. Accord en genre et en nombre, pronom, marque verbale, etc. Out of 2 points. So be careful to not confuse le with la, un with une, etc. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So let's start. And by the way, what I will share with you right now is just an example. So I will show you how I will respond to this kind of exercise and tell you how you can get a good grade from that kind of exercise too. Also, if you want, you can write your own text and send it to me for correction. If you are one of our VIP members, it will be a joy for me to help you in your writing and give advice to you on how you can write better and get the maximum point out of this production écrite. And it will be good for you for DELF B1 exam, of course, but also for the French that we speak every day in France. Okay, so the first important point is that since we are writing to our friend, we will use the pronoun tu. We can also use familiar word because it's the informal register, like we say, le registre informel. Okay, now let's take a look on the text that I wrote. It will be on the screen, and we will read it together. So since we are writing to our friend Lisa, we will begin with salut. And I know what you think. You may think that this kind of exercise is very hard to do. You are afraid maybe of a blank paper, like you will have no idea on how to begin, how to start, what to write, etc. And it's perfectly normal actually, especially if it is the first time that you take such an exam. But you will see that by keeping simple things, by being just, easygoing, it will be easy, and the first words, the first sentence are actually free. Yes, you don't have to think much to start to write such an exam actually. You will see what I mean right now. For instance, we begin with salut because we are polite and because we are greeting our friend. We say salut and it's a good entry. Louisa used the same thing. She said salut, we say salut. C'est une excellente nouvelle. We already start by saying, by telling her what we feel about, because she's motivated to. She said, c'est une bonne nouvelle, so we took the same. And since we know about synonyms, instead of bonne, we use excellente. C'est une excellente nouvelle. Je suis content pour toi. Again, we express our feeling and we tell her what we feel inside. Je suis content pour toi. And finally, we can write, c'est une opportunité à ne pas manquer. Again, we give her our answers because she asks for us what we think about, and we give her the answer right away. C'est une opportunité à ne pas manquer. And also you can use it, you can learn this sentence as an idiomatic actually, because it's a positive thing. C'est une opportunité à ne pas manquer, it's an opportunity to not to miss. And you see, I said nothing to here. I said just salut, c'est une excellente nouvelle, je suis content pour toi, c'est une opportunité à ne pas manquer. I keep the thing basic, and I already got 18 words. Can you imagine? I just answer it, I didn't produce too much, I don't use too much complicated words, and I already get 18 words in my pocket. So, now we start. Je pense que tu ne regretteras pas ton choix. Here it is important because we give our own opinion right now. We use this sentence, je pense que. So, je pense que, and we say tu ne regretteras pas. Regretter it's a word that we saw a lot in this exam, so we can reuse it. Yes, indeed, you can reuse the words that you saw in the exam actually. It gives you more words, it gives you more vocabulary that you can use for this part too. But here the important thing is that it's in the future tense. Yes, tu ne regretteras pas. We talk about the future because she's not there yet. And we imagine that she accepts and she will not regret it. So, je pense que, it's on your mind, you can use it every time, you can write down it to your notebook. Je pense que, tu ne regretteras pas ton choix. So we get 27 words. And we continue. Tout d'abord, même si New York est une grande ville, je pense qu'il y a des parcs là-bas où tu pourras aller te promener et faire du sport. Yes, because as we read it, she said that she adores the nature. Elle adore la nature. So in this paragraph, we talk about nature actually. We gave her some advice and we comfort her about moving to New York. So we use tout d'abord, which makes cohesion in the text. We say tout d'abord firstly actually. So we put cohesion to our paragraph, cohesion to our text, and we begin. So tout d'abord, même si New York est une grande ville, je pense que. Again, we are using je pense. We give our own idea, our own opinion. Qu'il y a des parcs là-bas. Why we are talking about park? Because she loves the nature. So in New York, even if you never went to New York, you can imagine that there is some green area there. Et où tu pourras aller te promener, to stroll, et faire du sport. Because usually it's what we do in the nature, right? So thanks to this paragraph, I already get 57 words in my text. Then, again, I keep being logical in my text and I say ensuite. So, first, second. Ensuite, pour les problèmes de langue, tu sais, I begin familiar, l'anglais n'est pas si difficile à apprendre. Avec quelques cours, je pense que tu réussiras très vite à parler et à comprendre l'anglais. So, in this paragraph, I'm talking about her second scary thing. She said that il y a aussi les problèmes de la langue. So I give her some advice about learning the new language, which will be English for her. So ensuite is an important word. Problème de langue. So I tell the problem. Tu sais, I comfort her. I show the jury that I know that she's my friend and I giving advice so I can become familiar with her. L'anglais n'est pas si difficile à apprendre. Avec quelques cours, je pense que, again, we telling what we think, que tu réussiras. Here, the future tense is really important because it will happen in the future. Très vite à parler et à comprendre l'anglais. And thanks to this paragraph, we have 91 words in our pocket. But it's not finished yet because she said that le logement, etc. And don't forget that we have 160 words to do. So she gave us some hints and we will take everything about this. So, pour le logement, again, I make link and I talk to another program. Pour le logement, peut-être que ton entreprise te trouvera un appartement proche de ton lieu de travail. Ainsi, tu n'auras même pas besoin d'en chercher un. So here is important. I make an hypothèse actually. I say peut-être que ton entreprise te trouvera. I talk in the future and I say peut-être, maybe. Proche de ton lieu de travail. Ainsi, and I give my conclusion, I give hypothèse and I give my conclusion. Ainsi, tu n'auras, again, I use a future tense. It's very important to be careful with the tense. And we saw it on the grid too. So be careful with tense. Tu n'auras même pas besoin d'en chercher un. You don't even need to find one because your company will find one for you. And we continue because she still have, some fears, and she's talking about amis, which means friends. So let's talk about friends. Concernant, again, is a connector word, is a key word here. Concernant les amis, tu es quelqu'un de très sympa. Sympa is a shortcut for sympathetic, which means nice, empathetic. And since we are talking to our friend, we can make such cut. And again, it's important to make one because we show to the jury that we understood this subject and we understood that we are talking to our friends. It's not an official letter, it's an unofficial letter to our friends. So, concernant les amis, tu es quelqu'un de très sympa. Je suis certain que tes nouveaux collègues vont t'adorer. Tu ne seras jamais seul. D'ailleurs, on pourra toujours s'appeler en visio. Here is a little different because I talk about her colleague. Again, colleague is a word that we saw on this exam, so it gives me some idea. And since she will work there, she will have some colleague, and the colleague could be her first friend actually. And vont t'adorer, again, it's future tense. And it's what we call future proche. And I use this tense because I want to show her that I'm sure that they will love her. It's not a supposition, it's not an hypothesis, it's that I'm sure. I need to comfort her, so I use tes collègues vont t'adorer. Aller plus infinitive. Tu ne seras jamais seul. Here I make an hypothesis, but I'm pretty sure about it. But it's still an hypothesis. Tu ne seras jamais seul. Future tense, you will never be lonely, alone. D'ailleurs, it's another keyword, another connectors. You can use it too. On pourra toujours s'appeler en visio. S'appeler en visio is a new term actually, which become very, very popular with all the teleworking, the working from distance, etc. So we use it a lot in France now. S'appeler en visio. Visioconférence is the shortcut. And you see, we already have 154 words. So now it's time to conclude and to say goodbye because we are near 160 and we don't want to write 200 words because we will lose time for nothing. So, we conclude. Si tu veux, on peut aller prendre un verre samedi soir pour en discuter ensemble. So I make an invitation, si tu veux, if you want. It's a group of words that you can learn as well. So you can write these words down to your word book, si tu veux, if you want. I make a proposition, I invite her, so I will gain some more points. On peut aller prendre un verre samedi soir pour en discuter ensemble. In French, you will hear it a lot. Prendre un verre, viens, on va prendre un verre. On prend un verre, which means let's go out together and let's have a drink. And we finish with j'attends ta réponse. So we are waiting for an answer. We let the door open. And we finish because we said salut. Now we have to say à bientôt, see you soon. And we sign with our name, Benjamin. And we're done. And it's 177 words, which is perfect. Yes, and we are done. We wrote all the things that come to our mind. And the important thing is to know to who you are writing and why. So, if it was an official letter, we would have written it differently. But here, we pay attention to resist fear and answer them one by one. Thanks to small words like d'abord, ensuite, etc., d'ailleurs, etc., we gave a logical road to our writing to get even more points. So, that was my answer to this question. That was my text. Normally I get the 25 points. As we have seen on the evaluation grid, I checked all the things that they ask from us. And now it's your turn. So if you want, you can try to write a different answer to this email and you can share with us your answer. You can write it on the comment section, or you can send us an email, and what I want to say is that you don't have to have been in New York to answer that kind of question. You always have to use your imagination. And here what they want from you, what the jury wants from you, is that they want to see how you can give an advice to a friend and how is your writing actually, how is your writing in French. So, if this kind of exercise scares you, don't hesitate to be one of our VIP members. We will work together and you will see that there is nothing to fear. With preparation, everything will be easier. So we finished this third part, but the DELF exam is not finished yet. We still have the oral exam. And as I said you in the very first video, the oral exam could happen on an other day. But since we are working on DELF B1 exam right now, we will continue with the production orale. And again, I will give you some advice to master this kind of exercise too. So, see you on the next video. Bonjour à tous, welcome to French with Love. I'm Benjamin. Today we will talk about the DELF B1 exam and we will do the last part together actually. The part that we call la production orale. And actually I will not only talk, but I will take it myself. I will give you advice on how to be successful at it. So, let's have a look on this exam. So we will have three different parts. The first one is entretien dirigé, the second one is exercice en interaction, and the last one is monologue suivi, also called expression d'un point de vue. This exam will last 25 minutes in total, but you will have 10 minutes of preparation. And this 10 minutes of preparation is inside this 25 minutes. So actually for this oral exam you will only speak 15 minutes. Okay, now let's have a look on the exercise one by one. After 10 minutes of preparation you will come back to the jury's desk and start the first exercise, which is called entretien dirigé, like you see on the screen. So what we have here, as you can see, it will only last 2 to 3 minutes. It will only last 3 minutes maximum actually. And what you have to do, présentation générale, parler de soi, you have to talk about yourself, de ses activités, about your activités, centre d'intérêt, interest center, parler de son passé, de son présent, de ce projet, talk about your past, your present, and about your future project. So you're talking about your experience basically. Cette épreuve permettra aussi de mettre le candidat à l'aise en parlant de lui. So the aim of this first exercise is actually to make you comfortable actually, to start for you to speak French by what you know better, what you know the best, which is you actually. So you will only talk about yourself with your words. Elle se déroule en interaction sur le mode d'un entretien informel entre le candidat et l'examinateur qui amorce le dialogue par une question du type « Bonjour, pouvez-vous vous présenter, me parler de vous, de votre famille ?» L'examinateur relance l'entretien sur des thèmes tels que « Où avez passé vos dernières vacances ?» Qu'est-ce que vous êtes en train d'étudier? Que voulez-vous faire plus tard? Parlez-moi de votre passe-temps préféré, etc. Okay. So, the jury will start the conversation and depending on what you are telling to him, he can ask you some question about your life, your hobbies, etc. Look, I want to share with you this grid because, again, you will only talk, but you will get grades from it, and the jury will judge you on this paper. We have this grid evaluation as you see on the screen, and you will get points depending on this criteria. So, entretien dirigé 2 à 3 minutes, only lasts 3 minutes, and you will get 2 points if peut parler de soi avec une certaine assurance en donnant des informations, raisons et explications relatives à ses centres d'intérêt, projets et actions. So if you talk in confidence, if you are confident about yourself, if you can make sentence easily, if you can talk about yourself clearly, you will get 2 points. Peut aborder sans préparation un échange sur un sujet familier avec une certaine assurance. You will get 1 point if when the jury asks you a question, you can answer it in what we say in French, tac au tac. like without thinking, you give the answers to the jury. Okay, that's it for the first exercise. And let's see the last part here, pour l'ensemble des 3 parties de l'épreuve. So, because it's out 12 points, so it's very important. So, possède un vocabulaire suffisant pour s'exprimer sur des sujets courants si nécessaire et de périphrases, des erreurs sérieuses quand il s'agit d'exprimer une pensée plus complexe. So here you will get 4 points if you use the words in French correctly, if you can make sentence. But if you make, like long sentence, they, they stay soft and they say, okay, you get the maximum point too. Morphosyntaxe. Maîtrise bien la structure de la phrase simple et les phrases complexes les plus courantes. Fait preuve d'un bon contrôle malgré de nettes influences de la langue maternelle. So you can make basic sentence, complex sentence, and you are confident with them, you are fluent with them, and you get 5 points if you do it right. Maîtrise du système phonologique, peut s'exprimer sans aide malgré quelques problèmes de formulation et des pauses occasionnelles. La prononciation est claire et intelligible malgré des erreurs ponctuelles. And you get 3 points if your pronunciation is great, even if you have some accent and even if, sometimes you have to stop and to think about the words that you want to say in French. You will still get the 3 points. And as you know, on our YouTube channel, we have some pronunciation exercise video which you can watch whenever you want, and it will be a great exercise for you. All you have to do is to imitate me, imitate the French accent, and on our Instagram page every 3 days we give you a sentence and I say it so you can repeat it and again work on your pronunciation. So that's it, and to be clearer actually, to give you a hint about what we are expecting from you, I wrote this dialogue that you see on the screen. It's about one of our VIP member, Carlos, and I inspired myself from his life, so I will share it with you, and you can do something like that on the D-Day. So I will read it for you and I will talk about it. So the first sentence is from the jury. He or she welcome you and she say, Bonjour, pouvez-vous vous présenter? And you can answer like this. Bonjour, je m'appelle Carlos, so you're telling your name. Je suis Mexicain, you can say your nationality. J'habite à Mexico, you can tell them where you live. Je suis étudiant à l'université, tell about your job, what you do right now. And remember, you will talk about your future projects, so you can say that je veux devenir ingénieur en mécanique, this is why you study. Je travaille beaucoup, mais j'essaie quand même de trouver du temps pour mes hobbies, so you're talking about your activity, and you say what your activity is. So, Carlos love football, j'adore jouer au foot. Je m'entraîne 2 fois par semaine et en général nous organisons un match par week-end, so he explains his week. Aujourd'hui, je souhaite passer le DELF B1 parce que cela va me servir pour mes études et ma future carrière. Yeah, we can close directly here by telling that you are here to take the DELF B1 and you say why you want to take this exam. And he will say to you, très bien, que voulez-vous faire plus tard? Since you are a student, what is your dream job? And Carlos could answer if you want, plus tard. So later, j'aimerais, so it's like a wish, decision, travailler en France dans une usine automobile en tant qu'ingénieur, as an engineer. And actually that's pretty much it, it will maybe ask you 1 or 2 questions like what is your favorite football club, do you watch games, do you go to games, and actually it depends on what you give to a jury, but it won't be more than 1 or 2 questions because it lasts only 3 minutes. And you are not the only one candidate. There will be plenty of candidates, so the jury don't want to lose any time. And if he or she sees that you're talking great with confidence, he will say, okay, I give him maximum points. And let's move to the second exercise like we are doing right now. The second exercise will last maximum 4 minutes. And without looking at the writing, without looking to a paper, so it will be like blank paper, like here. So you will have an amount of blank paper on the table, and you will have to choose one. No, actually, sorry, you will choose 2 paper, and you will be able to read them all, and you will choose the one that you think it's easier for you to talk on it, because yes, you will talk on a subject. Like you see on the screen, there is plenty of example. But again, let's have a look on the evaluation grid. So, exercice en interaction. It will last 4 minutes maximum, and it's out of 5 points only. And let's see how we can get this 5 points. Peut faire face sans préparation, without preparation, à des situations même un peu inhabituelles de la vie courante. As you will see, actually, there will be a lot of subject, a lot of topic that you could talk about it. All the people, all the samples are on our website. You have the link below. Peut adapter les actes de parole à la situation. So the situation may be different, and you will have to use the correct words on the correct situation. And if you do that, you get 2 points. Peut répondre aux sollicitations de l'interlocuteur, vérifier, confirmer les informations, commenter le point de vue d'autrui. Okay, so if you are able to answer to the question that the person in front of you says to you, or if you can make some interaction actually, you will get 2 points. Okay, so let's pretend that we are on the exam day and that I chose one paper. And let's say that is the first one. So, on the D-Day, you won't have any preparation. So you have to take it, to read it, and directly think about a dialogue actually. So, the sujet 1, let's read it. And let's get the keywords too. Pendant votre séjour en France, vous avez acheté un vêtement qui finalement ne vous convient pas. Ne vous convient pas is a keyword here. So you buy a cloth and you don't like it. Well, not don't like it, but it doesn't fit you. La publicité, le ad, préciser, satisfait ou remboursé. Satisfait ou remboursé, what does it mean in English? Satisfy or money back guarantee in English. So, you want your money back. Vous demandez le remboursement de votre achat, mais le vendeur refuse et vous propose un échange. So the seller don't want to give your money back, but he suggests you an exchange. Vous n'êtes pas d'accord, you don't agree, avec sa proposition, vous insistez, so you insist, pour vous faire rembourser. You insist to get reimbursed. And l'examinateur joue le rôle du vendeur, so the jury will be the seller. Okay, now I will show you a dialogue that I wrote that shows you, how this play could be. And we will read it together, and I will explain why I wrote it like that. And of course, on the exam day, nothing will be written. You will have to talk to a jury. But here, since it's just a preparation video, I write it so you can see the words too. And also be careful to the pronunciation of the words. So let's read the dialogue and let's talk about it together. And don't forget, it's just an example. It could be different on the D-Day, and just give it to you just for you to have an idea of how to answer such a topic. Alors, so you will start, of course, and you will say, bonjour monsieur, je souhaiterais le remboursement de ce t-shirt, s'il vous plaît, il ne me convient pas. Yeah, easier as that. You remember we saw ne convient pas, so we use it back. Il ne me convient pas. and you say that you wish, so je souhaiterais. So you still become polite actually. And you want that they reimburse. And they say clothes, and I choose t-shirt. You can choose what you want. And after that, the jury will answer. They talk to you. They will say, désolé monsieur, nous ne pouvons pas faire de remboursement. Je peux vous l'échanger avec un autre article si vous le désirez. So he suggests the exchange. But to not be out of context, you have to refuse it and you have to insist on the reimbursement. And you will say, non, je ne suis pas d'accord, je souhaite un remboursement. No, I don't agree, I want a reimbursement. And je souhaite, I wish. Yeah, you still keep being polite. And you can add, sur votre publicité, il est indiqué satisfait ou remboursé, ce n'est pas écrit satisfait ou échangé. So you become to give arguments about that. So you talk about the ad, satisfait ou remboursé, and you talk about satisfait ou échangé. You make a play of words which shows that you master the language. And it's a little fun. The jury could tell you that je vous comprends monsieur, mais malheureusement, je ne peux rien faire pour le remboursement. Vous ne voulez pas un autre article à la place? Je peux vous faire un bon d'achat. A bon d'achat is a coupon. So the seller, the jury will insist to make an exchange because he could not reimburse you. But still you insist and you don't accept. So you will say, non, je ne veux pas de bon d'achat. Je veux le remboursement. Je ne suis pas satisfait. Because you remember satisfait ou remboursé. So you are not satisfied. So you want your money back. And you can go with argument, votre publicité est mensongère, so you lied on your ads. Ce n'est pas croyable, you give some French expression, like idiom, ce n'est pas croyable, it's unbelievable. And you continue, le t-shirt ne me convient pas, you still insist on the fact that the t-shirt is not for you, doesn't fit you. L'étiquette est encore dessus, so you still give argument that you didn't use it, it's still new. And you can finish by saying, si vous ne pouvez rien faire, alors appelez si vous ne pouvez rien faire, appelez le directeur alors. So, if you could do nothing, call the manager. You can be a little carrion in that one. And the jury will say, très bien monsieur, je vais l'appeler. And normally it's done because you show that you master the language. And the jury will want to move to the next exercise. Okay. So it was just an example again. You can speak using other words on the D-Day, of course. Today's thing is just to show you that you are not happy with the exchange, that you want your money back, as the ad showed you. And don't forget that the jury will play your opposite. They will want to make you speak actually. So they will try to suggest other things, and all you have to do is to protect your point. But of course, always try to be nice. Just use your imagination, and if you can't find anything on the D-Day during the exam, if you blocked, the jury is here to help you actually. They are not against you. They really want you to pass this exam and get your diploma. This is why be confident for the exam. Everything will be alright. And again, for more exercise, please come to our website. And if you become a VIP member, we can work on scenarios like this one together. So that's it. And we have one exercise left actually. So let's make it. Okay, for this last exercise, we got 10 minutes of preparation. Now we are in front of a jury and we will read the text that we prepared. It will only last 5 to 7 minutes. First, we'll talk and explain what you understood from the text. And after that, the jury will ask you 2 or 3 questions depending on the time that is left. Before taking this exercise, let's look to the evaluation grade. Okay, so this exercise will make us win only 5 points actually. So feel good about that. Feel good about your performance. Don't sweat too much for 5 points. Also, if the first 2 exercises were great, you shall pass without problem this one too. So, here are the important points. Peut présenter une manière simple et directe le sujet à développer. So, you can present the text and its points. So, if you tell what the text is about, you get 1 point. Peut présenter et expliquer avec assez de précision les points principaux d'une réflexion personnelle. So you have an idea, you have your own idea, and you can express it easily and accurately to the jury. And if you do that, you get 2.5 points. Il peut relier une série d'éléments en un discours assez clair pour être suivi sans difficulté la plupart du temps. And if you can build a logic on your presentation, you will get 1.5 points. Okay, so now let's work on this subject. I've chosen the one that you see on the screen. Les petits boulots d'été. So, we are at the very beginning of the exam day. We have 10 minutes to understand this text and prepare ourselves to present it. So, let's start by reading this paper. You can underline the words that seems important to you, like I will do right now. Les petits boulots d'été. Les jobs d'été sont un plus sur un CV, un plus sur le plan personnel, un plus sur le plan professionnel et une marque d'autonomie. À partir de 16 ans, les jeunes peuvent légalement effectuer des travaux adaptés à leur âge, avec des horaires pas trop lourds et des tâches pas trop difficiles. Garder des animaux, aider dans un restaurant, faire quelques heures de nettoyage, s'occuper d'enfants, etc. À condition d'avoir obtenu l'accord écrit de leurs parents. Certains secteurs recrutent plus que d'autres. L'hôtellerie et la restauration, surtout dans les régions touristiques, la récolte du raisin, les vendanges dans les régions viticoles. Les services à la personne et bien sûr l'animation, moniteur ou animateur dans les centres de vacances. Que pensez-vous des jobs pour les jeunes? L'âge légal est-il selon vous adapté? Donnez votre avis. So we got 2 questions here. Que pensez-vous des jobs d'été pour les jeunes? L'âge légal est-il selon vous adapté? Okay, my first idea is to make a plan of what we will say and how we will answer that question. So in the introduction, we have to talk about where this document is from and what it's talking about. Then we have to read the question to a jury, so he knows that we understood the instruction, so we will not be out of topic. And plan how you will answer with examples. You can extract some examples from the text that I just read or from your personal experience too, because they want to know what you think. And don't forget the conclusion. Okay, so the good thing about this kind of exercise is that there is not wrong answer. If you are not out of topic, you can get some points here, and don't think about if I say that, is it correct or not. Because there is no correct answer. They just ask for your opinion. They say, donnez votre avis. And since it's your own opinion, and if you can defend it, if you can express it clearly, you won't have any problem to get great grades from it. So here is on the screen the text that I prepared and that we can work together. So I will read it and I will explain to you why I wrote it like that. So, we start with le document sur lequel j'ai travaillé est un texte tiré du site internet feminin.fr. So we present the document actually. We say that it's an article from a website named feminin.fr. So you give your source actually. And by the way, you can use this sentence every time. It's the first sentence to tell to a jury that to present your paper actually. And after we can go like this. Ce texte parle des jobs d'été pour les jeunes. Il pose la question suivante. Que pensez-vous des jobs d'été pour les jeunes? L'âge légal est-il, selon vous, adapté? So on this second part, we tell the jury what the topic is, what the topic of this paper is. And since there is question in it, Well, we'll repeat the question, so the jury will be aware about the question, and he will analyze how you answer them. And it's good for you to not to write it and to ask it, so you won't be out of topic. So you will be focused on this question only. And you can go like, je vais donc répondre à ces questions. So you say what you are going to do. Me concernant, because they're asking for your opinion. So you can say me concernant, je pense que. Yes, we saw it in the writing exam too. So it's a very important word. Je pense que, you give your opinion. Me concernant, je pense que les jobs d'été sont une bonne chose pour les jeunes. So you already give your point of view. You already say that you think it's a great thing. You can think the contrary, you can think the opposite, by the way, but you have to tell it right now so the jury understand that you understood the topic and you understood the question, and you give answer directly. And now you will explain why do you think like that. En effet, grâce à ces jobs, again, thanks to these jobs. En effet is a key word too, it's little words that show that you have a plan in your head and you will go firstly, secondly, etc. So you show that you will be logical on your plan, and because of that, you will have more grades actually. En effet, grâce à ces jobs, ils vont apprendre la vie professionnelle, ils vont avoir des responsabilités qui vont les aider à grandir, à être plus autonomes. C'est donc une bonne chose. So here you can write your own experience, you can give your own opinion. For me, it's like, they will have more responsibilities, they will be more mature and more autonomous. And so it's a good thing, actually. This is why I think it's a good thing. Moreover, par ailleurs, again, it's a beautiful word that you can use to connect your saying, your text. Par ailleurs, and so you show that you begin another paragraph. Par ailleurs, très souvent, les jeunes ne savent pas ce qu'ils vont faire comme métier plus tard. Ils hésitent beaucoup et c'est très difficile de faire un choix. Donc, peut-être que grâce à ces jobs d'été, ils pourront avoir un aperçu du métier dont ils rêvent. So I give an hypothesis, I give my arguments. I say that some students don't know what they want to do later. And thanks to this kind of job, they can have a glance to their future job. So they can see if they love it or don't love it. Donc peut-être que grâce à ces jobs, ils pourront avoir un aperçu. Ok, so par ailleurs, and donc I give my conclusion, I give argument and conclusion. And it's my own opinion. So you see, I didn't extract it from text. It's from my own culture. It's from my own food, actually. So you can do the same. And it's not mandatory, but it's advised because you show that you have culture and you understood this document so well that you can bring your own argument and your own example. Then on enchaîne, comme on dit. Concernant l'âge légal, so I talk about the second question. I show the jury that I will start to answer the second question. So concernant is a great word to make the link. Concernant l'âge légal, je pense que, again, I'm telling my opinion, je pense que 16 ans est l'âge idéal pour commencer à travailler. I give my opinion and then give answers to this second question. L'âge légal est-il selon vous adapté selon vous? So they ask to me, they ask my opinion and I say je pense que 16 ans est l'âge idéal pour commencer à travailler. And I explain why. I give some example, but first I explain why. Les adolescents sont plus matures et comme le dit le texte, now I extract a quote from the text, so I show the jury that not only I understand the text, but now I can give you example from what I read. And you can say, je cite, so, deux points, ouvrez les guillemets, je cite, I quote, peuvent légalement effectuer des travaux adaptés à leur âge, avec des horaires pas trop lourds et des tâches pas trop difficiles. So I give example from the text and I give my conclusion. Donc, again, donc, ils sont encadrés et ne risquent pas grand-chose. So they risk nothing because they are well framed. encadré. Encadré means, there's under supervision, actually. Supervisor, under supervisor person. Well, you understood what I mean. And okay, so I answered the 2 questions, I give some arguments, I give some examples, so now I can make my conclusion. So I say, pour conclure, so pour conclure is a great 2 words too, to give my conclusion. Pour conclure, you can use it everywhere. Je dirais que, it's a synonym of je pense que, so I would say, je dirais que, les jobs d'été à partir de 16 ans sont une bonne chose pour les jeunes, cela leur permet d'avoir de l'expérience et aussi de gagner un peu d'argent de poche. So I talk about money, I give more example for my conclusion. Et c'est aussi une bonne chose pour ceux qui les emploient, car ils ont de la main-d'œuvre bon marché. And I open another door actually on my conclusion. I open another door like in the text. They say certains secteurs recrutent plus que d'autres. So it's important to talk about the employer actually, the person who give the job, the boss actually. La main d'œuvre, it's the manpower, and bon marché is like cheap. Et oui, les jeunes en général ne demandent pas un gros salaire. Yeah, you can end it with a touch of humor, as we said, and you can finish like this. Voilà ce que je pense. Merci de m'avoir écouté. You can always thank the jury as well. So this is just an example. This is my writing. I don't know if it is perfect or not. I just know that I respect all the grids, all the marks. So normally I have to get 25 points. You don't have to be great. They don't expect you to be Victor Hugo, to make a great essay, une jolie tribune. They don't expect you to be a journalist. They just expect from you to speak French, to use great words, to not be out of topic, and to show them that you understood the text and that you can put your own arguments, your own example for this exercise. And we're finished. I know, looking like that may scare you, but you are now B1 and such writing should become easy to produce for you. And don't forget that you can't lose too much points on such exercise. So just try to answer the question, use great words, be careful to your pronunciation, smile, and everything should be alright. Besides, if the jury sees that you are making effort and that you really want to succeed, the jury will help you. Even if it's very hard for you, even if you have difficulty to say word in French, to speak in French, the jury will comfort you actually. But you have to put some effort and you have to show them that you understood the text and that you can make sentence in French. And again and again, I repeat myself, but it's just an exam and you just need 50 points out of 100 to pass it. That's why many people, even if they have the B1 diploma, still have difficulties to understand or speak the real French that we speak every day. And that's why we built our course, such as not only this DELF exam will be so easy to pass for you, but also you will be ready for the French language that we use every day. For this last exercise, my copy was just an example. You can prepare your own. What I wanted to share with you today is the technique and the confidence to have on the D-Day, on the exam day. They won't be any surprise for you anymore. You know what to expect. And you too, by joining us, by joining French with Love, for you too, everything about the French language will become easier to understand. You will have me as a friend, and as a friend, I want you to succeed this DELF B1 exam. And so this exam ends here, and normally we get the 100 points. I've said normally because, some French people, some juries don't like perfection. So they will take some points from here and there just to not give you perfect grades. It's a common thing in France, unfortunately. But it's a jury, and normally, even if you have 90, you still get the diploma, which is a good news. And that's all. We finished the DELF B1 preparation video series. So we did 4 different videos talking about the 4 different parts in DELF B1. But you know, I enjoy it actually, and I still want more. So I will do the DELF B2 exam too. I will prepare it, but it will be different because now you will be DELF B2 level, and so you have to get used to hear the French people. And this is why the DELF B2 preparation video series will be only in French. I will talk in my mother tongue. It will be easier for me, and I hope that it will help you to get the DELF B2 exam and be prepared for not only the exam day, but also be prepared for the life in France. Because when you take the DELF B2 exam, you will be able to come to France and study in universities. So you have to be prepared to hear French and to hear French from French people. This is why I will only do it in French. So to not miss our next video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, to like this video if you enjoy the work that we've done today. And of course, if you leave a nice comment, it will be a pleasure for me to read. Till the next time, stay with love. À bientôt.